We got Kiefer Sutherland going to jail for 48 days.
They're pretty, they're getting real strict with these celebrities and jailing them for the DWIs. It used to be nothing. So celebrities would get DWIs all the time. Regular civvies would get DWIs, and you really had to screw up to see any jail time from a DWI. You either had a hit and run or like multiple, and I don't mean two. I mean 5, 6 of them. No, they're not screwing around.
No,
they throw you right in the old clink.
The example, he'll break out though.
Oh well, yes. Travis, who's just a huge 24 fan,
is he?
Yes, he is. He's convinced that he'll break out of prison if he's needed. And I just had to give him the brutal truth that he'll probably get raped in prison, and you'll never look at him the same way again.
He's going to wear a Donald Sutherland mask as he does it.
Yeah, like it's his old man.
But wait a second. Here's the thing. The one girl went to jail for a day.
How about you put headphones on?
Oh,
yeah,
because it hurts my ears. Went to jail for one day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how many times was he drunk driving to go for 48 days? I mean, like you said, 5 times when we grew up.
Well, yeah. If you follow the story, he's been a bad boy on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
They're finally slapping him.
But what kind of arrests has he had? I thought it was only 2 DWIs. Not only, but...
I thought it was 3. I thought this was the 3rd.
Yeah? Well,
here's the Kiefer Sutherland expert.
The expert, and he likes Kiefer's feet.
And also the last fan of 24 still watching.
Yeah.
I gave up on that show after the first season. I thought the first season was terrific. It was my favorite show back in the day, but I didn't need to go back for a second season.
What's the title? The IQ of the people that watch it still?
What?
So, what is going on with Jack Bauer?
No, I think you're right. He's only been arrested like twice, but this one violated his probation.
From the last one.
Yeah.
But he hold on. He also tackled a Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. And he burned his action figure.
Burned his action figure. He tackled a Christmas tree. What else did he do?
There was a picture that I found last week where he's just sitting in a bar with no pants on for some reason.
I'm just going to take my pants off.
So, numerous offenses of being a dope.
He's probably just one of those real bad drunks that there are drunks that are just really bad at it, because if you're taking your pants off to sit in the chair at a bar and just sit there with your pants off, you don't know what you're doing.
Here's the thing: you're so alcohol, like you could be so rich and so famous, but the disease of alcoholism is not prejudice. From Park Avenue to Park Bench. That's what they say.
Oh, look at him.
From Yale.
All right.
From Yale.
Get off your 12th step.
Okay. He is one of the most famous people in the world. He's got more money, but yet he's got to fight that disease of addiction.
Maybe it's not a disease. Maybe he's just, when he drinks, he's an ass.
That's the disease. Yeah. Tackling a Christmas tree and burning your own action figure. You know how long it takes to get an action figure?
It was the prototype, too, so they had to go back and actually make it all over again.
Delayed it by a year.
They gave him the prototype of the action figure, and he burnt it.
They should just put it out as a burn.
A burnt up Jack Bauer.
But show me someone that gets drunk and does normal stuff, though, Rich.
Yeah.
Show me a guy that gets really drunk and decides he needs to do algebra.
It's not like every day the guy was getting arrested.
When you get drunk, you do stupid things.
Yeah. But you're saying it's not every day he got arrested. That's the days he got caught. But the other days he didn't get.
Maybe he was fine.
What are his odds that he only drinks? The days he only drinks, he gets arrested.
All right. Well, so Kiefer's going away for 48 days. I got Lead Belly yelling at me saying 24 is a great show. I loved it. The first season I loved. I couldn't be bothered with the second season.
How long is he going?
48.
Oh, 48. Because I thought if they sent him for 24 days, it would have been like a kind of tie-in for the show.
I think the judge wasn't brave enough, but 48 is 224.
224s.
Which is very nice.
That's a long time.
Wait, let me explain to the dummies out there. Yeah, see, if you take 2 and you times it by 24, the name of Kiefer Sutherland's hit TV show, that's 48.
Yeah.
He's going to jail for 48 days. That would be 2 seasons of 24.
Dude, that is a long time to be in jail especially if you're a celebrity.
It would be 48 seasons of 24, because 24 is a one-day season. It would be 48 seasons.
Oh, boy.
Do you understand?
Could you call in with that,
going,
Rich?
No, he's not.
Be one of our callers today.
He's not going to jail for 48 hours, which would be 2 seasons. He's going for 48 days, which is 48 seasons.
We mean real days, though.
He's probably right.
Yeah, I know.
Technically, you're
Probably, I'm right.
it worked how I said it, though, too.
And it's weeks.
But you're kind of right, I guess.
It's on once a week.
Kind of sucks when you have something on me finally after 8
really?
years. Wow, 1 for you, 2,842 for me.
Oh, okay, sore loser. Jesus. Sorry, I
wanted a perfect record.
I couldn't take it in jail for like a day. I could probably go a day. Like, the Voyeur bus people when they all got arrested, little over a day. That I could probably take. But if they told me, like, oh, you're going away for like 50 days, or that would really get me. I can't imagine years where they say 10 to 15 years.
What would get to you, though?
The thought that you're locked up in prison for that amount of time and 50 days in jail.
But what would be the thing that got you?
The being, the maybe the rape,
Right.
Just the being confined like that, and then being with nasty elements, constantly having to be on your guard. Wait a minute, this is like how I am at home.
Would it be
constantly on my guard? I'm confined.
Would it be?
I just don't have any nasty elements.
Would it be the germs that get to you?
No, not at all. I don't care about the germs or anything.
The horrible sleeping conditions?
No, even that.
What if you're in a cell by yourself for 50 days? Easier?
That would be easier. Yes,
obviously
easier.
But could you
I would
deal
want to
with
be like in isolation. Leave me completely alone. 50 days. I'd be fine in isolation. Believe me, I would probably be completely fine in solitary confinement for like an entire stretch. I got a great imagination.
No,
I'll just sit there and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
In my head.
Would you be more scared of getting beat up or getting raped? What would you be more
What the
scared
hell do you think? A black eye, you can walk around in the cafeteria and just take a seat. The other thing, you can't even take a seat. You're just kind of, you're sitting on the edge of the bench.
When you walk
Everyone's
in,
laughing.
Like, timid and
Someone thinks you sat in Jell-O.
I was reading on one of the prison websites.
You go to prison websites? Why?
Why do you
go to prison websites?
Oh, damn.
Stories, rape stories and stuff on prison websites.
Why? Hold on.
Wow.
No, you can't just casually go, that's like saying I went to eBay and... Prison website.
Yeah, someone told me about this link about prison something. I don't know what it is, but it tells you all these prison stories about guys.
One of your fetishes is prison rape stories, right? Yeah.
Prisons. When you drive past a prison, you got to stop and look. They're like the creepiest, most.
Oh yeah, you do look at the barbed wire in the yard and go like, "Wow, man,
I don't know
that's
a
the
person
real
alive
deal."
that wouldn't take a look as they're driving by a prison, but you went from that to you're hanging out on prison websites,
reading rape stories.
Reading rape stories. That's a little different than, hey, honey, wow, look, that's Rikers.
So what was the hottest one you read, Rich?
Well, what they did say is,
Which one really got you off?
Story about man-on-man action in the shower.
One guy said, when you go in, if you're gonna be a punk, just pick one guy and take care of that one guy so they don't all get and hope.
That old gag.
And I guess the people in prison haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah. I like the old gag.
Yeah.
Dude, here's what you got to do. You find the biggest guy in prison. You walk up to him and just punch him in the face.
Yeah, that's not going to give you
You'll get killed.
And you'll
give you
absolutely get killed in a second. Because first of all, your punch probably ain't going to do anything to this huge prison guy. And what do you think? He's just gonna?
They're gonna laugh at you like, oh God, another dope that believes in that old wise tale.
All right, I'm here. I just want everybody to realize I'm in this joint now. That's me screaming.
Well,
get grabbed by the throat. There you go. Yeah, you think you're so tough? You think what? Why isn't he falling down? This is the biggest guy. Okay, get off my foot! I'm sorry I hit you. What, tonight? Be in the laundry room?
Would you go 50 days without taking a shower? If you...
See, that's another thing. I don't shower in front of guys. Never have. All through school, gym class, all that crap. Where the gym teacher was always a little too enthusiastic. It's like, what are you doing? You're not showering, Cumia? Don't you understand? You got to go to class the rest of the day. It's like, I didn't work up a sweat in gym class. I didn't do anything in gym class. Yeah. So why do I have to shower? And this gym teacher would love, like, all his jocks getting in the steamy shower. And he'd look in and go, how you guys doing in there? It's like, what the? How they doing?
We're not.
You need help with their back? Hey, coach, could you help me with my back?
We're not doing well, coach. Like, who gives a crap if you're a little smelly during history class? It's worth it.
I'd go 50 days probably washing my face.
Do they give you those paper towels that rip your skin off you when you dry?
I can only imagine they're not comfy towels in prison.
Dude, I was an athlete growing up, and I developed way late. It's mortifying.
I'm still waiting to develop.
It's mortifying to be in that situation. You're just trying to hide what little you got.
There was a kid in school.
Then you got like the star quarterback that was shaving since he was 12, right next to you. You're just like, oh God,
he's a complete man.
Why do I have to be in this situation?
There's some kid in
Not
school
a hint
that
of a hair on my body yet.
He hadn't
and I'm
grown
showering
up
next to a gorilla, just so I don't smell in history class. Great. Thanks, coach.
He loved to shower after gym class, and this kid hadn't, like, grown up. But he liked to, take showers after gym class, and everyone made fun of him. Because it was like he was a second grader in, what we were in 7th grade, I guess, something like that. And he would walk into the shower, and everybody's just like, oh, Jesus, look. Laughing. It's probably in porno now.
Just looks like a little half a thumb.
It was the worst.
I was that guy. My whole life, I thought I had
But you're doing all right?
But then finally, puberty hit, and the first time a woman told me that, it's like, really? I had no idea, because my whole life I,
was mocked.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about this at 9 o'clock. It wasn't that I was mocked. It wasn't like I was like prancing around showing off what I had, but I just knew.
I looked like, like you didn't. I was like it was plywood, but I remember this kid Arthur. He was worse, and when they would pick on me, I would point to Arthur and take the attention off.
Oh, good.
I go, what about Arthur?
Works.
I would just find the shower all the way in the corner.
Wouldn't shower.
I would get the strategic shower that had to be in the corner, because then you could like just face the corner with your nothingness.
But if I was in prison,
like you walk in,
shower.
Like it's tough enough to fight with clothes on.
Yeah, how are you going to fight with no clothes on?
No clothes.
You're just completely vulnerable to anything that can punch you there. Right. An uppercut to that area, you're done. They could just do whatever they want.
What is the website where you get your hot prison
stories? Rich,
can you remember? And we'll give the website out after the break.
Prison Stories. PrisonStories.com. Yeah, it was PrisonStories.com.
And you really get into these, huh?
A-Rock, look at that website and give us a good one for after the break.
Yeah, we need a good story.
Before we go to break, we got to remind you about.
Oh God! Look at just the front page. It's some guy who looks like he's nude, handcuffed.
Jesus, Rich,
what are you doing, Rich?
Why would you go there? I know. I understand. All of a sudden, like,
because you get tired of reading whack bag and you just go.
Well, going from whack bag to this is a kind of a big jump.
Yeah,
this is a jump over a river.
It was my first day. I thought everything would go okay. I met someone on the bus.
I was in the laundry room.
He seemed like a big enough guy that could take care of himself. I thought we were friends. Well, when we met in the laundry room...
All right, listen, we're running late. Oh, we'll continue. Shut up.
Oh, yeah. I want to try to pick the story Rich found the hottest.
Yeah. Tell us which one you found really hot, okay? And don't lie. We'll know.
Is it when one of the lousy screws were transferring an inmate to another cell and took a little detour?
Oh, okay. Well, they picked out a hot prison rape story.
Oh.
but it's not FM friendly.
No? Well, maybe we'll have to...
What if we, substitute a word or something?
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
All right. Give me a word that's innocent enough. Turtles?
Look at this guy.
One of the times I was... I got no help afterwards. A fellow inmate came up to me in the shower and told me to... his turtle. And when I said no, he punched me in the gut and made me get down on my knees and give him... It was very degrading, and when I told the proper authorities at the prison, they told me not to be a tattletale. And then it got back to the inmate that I told, and he stabbed me and said if I make eye contact with him again, he would kill me the first chance he got. It was so scary getting a death threat by someone who was really serious about it. I'm going to die soon, and there's no way getting around it. I don't think I'll ever see the light of day again. I will die in prison, and I'm sure of it.
Wait,
This is the crap you're reading,
here's
Rich.
the thing. No, what's great about this story is I was scared of getting a death threat, but you already got stabbed. like the stabbing. Oh, man. Okay, hey, don't worry about the stabbing, but please don't threaten to kill me.
Right. Can we get another hot rape story? Prison rape story in honor of Rich Voss?
Look at him.
Huh?
How could he not get... Look at this guy. This guy would get raped at the library. You know what I mean?
Why would he get raped at the library?
What the nicest,
Or the
smartest
library? How'd you say it?
library.
What did
They
he say?
told him not to be a
Even
tattletale.
E-Rock's making fun of you. How did he say it?
Library.
Library.
Whatever.
The library.
And not to be a tattletale. You don't snitch in prison. That's the first thing.
Snitches get...
They get
Stitches.
shanked.
Snitches,
get
you idiots.
stitches.
Oh, my God. They get...
Snitches get stitches right
Okay,
there.
Good.
Where you
If
got
go
to
to
lay
Dr.
on your
Seuss
belly for a
prison, they
while.
get stitches. Okay. Snitches
Yeah.
get stitches. And I don't hear, and I
Well,
don't
they get
eat
the
it.
stitches because they got the shank.
They got shanked. Okay.
But the saying's been around forever that snitches get, and you
Stitches.
answered shanked.
Okay, because all right, I'm sorry, I don't want to
Well.
play your rhyme game. That might be the next contest.
Yeah, because I'm the only one that knew that. Okay.
I never heard that.
There's probably one other dummy out there.
This was from Rikers,
That's-
so he's a local guy if you want to look him up.
Hey, yeah, Rich.
Rich.
Maybe you could hang outside the prison and hope to be
Yeah.
noticed. Maybe you could wear your short shorts.
He get to give you a little more detail about what happened in the
But look
the
at it.
shower.
Maybe he'll give you a little extra if you wear those short shorts like you used to back in the day
Look at
with
his
the
mouth,
drug
though.
dealer.
I mean, come on, that's the kind of mouth you.
That guy's first of all, this guy's nothing but a creep.
I know. Look
Yeah.
at him.
You want another hot prison rape story there, Rich?
These are great stories. I mean, it just makes you feel like you're there.
Well, why would you go to the website
Yeah,
and
I
read
don't
these
understand
things?
why you would go there. Oh, I see a lot of highlight on this
Boy,
one.
ready, Rich?
All right, let me get
Just
my
for you, buddy.
Let me get my beep ready.
Predators in prison are after more than just money. It satisfies some of their needs, but not all. When an inmate has a lot of time behind them, the need for sexual release and satisfaction becomes unbearable. Traditional methods of self-whatever no longer are enough. Engaging in a sexual act is a violation of prison rules. But even the most gung-ho officer realized the need for
Gratification.
and the need to keep the peace. This is not being said that they condone it, but they might not make a serious effort to catch inmates doing it. The involved inmates don't want to get caught, which may result in separation from one another. They will always do it at a time when they know that the officers are occupied with another duty, and they will usually post a sentry to watch for the officer. This person is called a hawk or a jigger.
A hawk or a jigger is what they call these predators.
No, it's the lookout.
The lookout.
Oh, the lookout. Well, yeah, you got to have like vision like a hawk.
Yeah, they are often paid in some way for this service. The act of watching and warning is called hawking the man.
How do you get that job as a hawk in prison?
I don't know, Rich. Why you want it?
Why instead of getting ready? Hey,
It
well,
does
I'll
sound
be your
like-
lookout.
got
It does sound like a sexy job. You get a little cash and you get to see
Hey,
some
listen.
cool stuff, huh, Rich?
and you can't. Well, no, you just keep lookout. I just want to say, guys, before you rate me, I have great eyes, and I could see the Flatfoot coming. That's what they walk-
Flatfoot.
Oh, you call him Flatfoot.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, my advice to the average inmate is to avoid the daddies, the punks, and the homosexuals altogether. Avoidance is not all there is to it. A sexual predator will always victimize the weak. A person who puts up a ferocious fight every time he is threatened is not a good prospect.
All right, so you got to just duke it out, no matter how bad you get beat.
So in your case, Rich, you got to fight and make believe you're really not into what's going on. A person who appears to have loyal friends that stick together consistently is also a poor prospect. Going to prison officials for protection should be considered based on the attitude and philosophies of that particular prison. While working at a maximum custody prison, I heard a correctional lieutenant tell an inmate who asked for protection, "You have two choices. Get on your knees or jump the fence because we are not going to protect you." The inmate didn't jump the fence.
Oh, boy.
I guess he did the first option.
Yeah.
Prison officials take this type of attitude only when the administration allows it. I would say that this attitude is the exception and not the rule in today's prisons. After all, correctional officers are sworn to protect inmates. It should also be noted that sexual transmitted diseases are of real consideration for inmates. Blah blahs are sometimes allowed in prison, but not always. That would be protection from diseases. If an inmate was to contract AIDS after being turned out, he might consider it poetic justice to spread it around. Most prison medical departments are prohibited from making it public knowledge that an inmate is HIV positive. However, the good ones will drop a hint of some kind to correctional staff. The inmates seldom become aware of it, though. That's not a good...
More informational than hot and sexy.
Yeah, Rich is looking for hot and sexy.
Rich is all bored with that one.
Yeah,
not sexy. Oh, what? He's coming right back in.
All right, let's go to Harry in Memphis.
Do you guys watch Lockdown?
Tell us about the discount, Harry. What's up, Harry?
Morning, boys.
Linger longer. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I got a good one for you. I had to do a 15-year bid in Ohio, and I was coming in off the yard one day, and an inmate asked me to get this extremely large black dude out of his cell. So I said, okay, I'll go and get him. So as I go up to knock on the door, I look in the window, and he's just giving it to this little old white guy. Well, I turn around to walk off, and I hear this god-awful scream. So I thought that something bad had just happened, and when I turned around and looked back in the cell, it did. The little white dude had pooped all over the black dude.
Well, I don't think that made it through. I doubt that made it through, but...
You were there for 15 years?
I was sentenced 15 years, and I only ended up doing 5.
5? Were you like...
Well, the grand finale of your story didn't make the radio, unfortunately, but...
No.
But let's just
say the perpetrator, the rapist, got because of, I guess, the guy that he was doing this to got a little nervous during this, to say the least. That he left him his just desserts, let's say.
Yeah,
He made a mess of the joint.
Yeah,
aren't white dudes supposed to stick up? Isn't a black guy not allowed to do that to a white guy in prison?
Well, yeah, there's rules, Rich.
No, there is.
Rich, why don't you go into a prison and do an expose?
No, I'm asking.
You can wear your shorts and write a tell-all book of what happens in prison.
Isn't that true that like he's not allowed to do that without permission or something from like the white gangs or the Brotherhood or something, right?
It's not like that at all. I mean, prison ain't what everybody says it is. I mean, it's like a big club that's fenced in. It's like a big college campus. You come and go as you please. You just have to be in your cell at count time. And if that's your preference, that's your preference. I mean, whites, blacks, they basically bang anybody they want.
I would ask boom boom or yum yum.
Boom boom or yum yum.
That's what I would say. Boom boom or yum yum.
All right, Harry, thank you.
All right, bud.
Yep. What was I going to say? I know it's century. Century. It's century. It's kind of similar, though, isn't it? Someone's making fun of me because I said...
A century?
Century. Instead of century.
I didn't even notice. I was waiting for the hot, sexy parts.
Look, I know
I never materialized.
My reading leaves a bit to be desired there, but that's a close one. Come on.
I don't mind when somebody...
SENTRY.
Yeah.
I made it sound like century.
The 20th century.
It's real close, isn't it?
The 20th century.
How would you say century? SENTRY.
I would say, a guard is a century, and then 100 years is a century.
It's really close.
It is close. But if you're English, it's century.
Century?
That's 100 years is a century.
Which
a century.
Just like the
But they also say aluminium.
Hey, you want to
Which is stupid.
I don't know if you can read this one. This one's way too hot.
Oh, okay. I get the beep, finally.
Do you want to read this one in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please, let me read it. Wow.
Yeah, we got to change some words, though, man.
Yeah, can't just beep it?
All right. Get ready with the beep.
All right.
When an inmate is forcibly by a group of men, usually another uninvolved inmate will offer the inmate protection from gang, but it carries a price. The inmate must now have...
Oh, hold on. Let me get my script
Oh, okay.
so I can read along. The inmate...
Can't you, be a little more creative with the beeps, by the way?
I was trying, but I didn't have the things, yeah. Possibly, another involved inmate will offer the inmate protection from gang, but... Okay, here you go. I'm reading now.
All right, but it carries a price. The inmate must now have with the protector. As bad as this sounds, it's better than being... The inmate has the option of checking off. That is asking prison staff for protection. This, too, carries a price. Prison officials often ask the inmate to identify and testify against his attackers. At this point, the inmate is labeled a snitch, and his life is in further danger. This situation requires that the inmate be segregated for protection or moved repeatedly to other prisons farther and farther from home. The inmates have a communication system that is unbelievable, so sooner or later, the inmate will be found out. As a result, the inmate sometimes chooses the protection route. The inmate providing the protection is called the daddy, and the protected inmate is called a punk or a blank boy. Yes, sorry.
Boy. It would actually, if you wanted to say that clean, you could call him a rooster boy.
A rooster boy. The daddy may even fall in love with the punk, or he may grow tired of him and sell him or trade him to another inmate. He may even rent his services out to others for free.
Oof.
For a fee, I mean. Because an inmate has with another of the same, he is not necessarily a homosexual, although he may begin to enjoy it and become one. This procedure is called being turned out. It is my belief that to be turned out, the individual already had some homosexual tendencies prior to being subjected to this situation. Another method of obtaining is through seduction. It is not unlike a person seducing one of the opposite sex. The inmate is friendly, attentive, and protective over his victim. It may take months to get the victim to succumb.
Wow.
However, when it is done voluntarily and not by force or rear it to act into actually falling in love. What?
Well, they kind of just fall in love, I guess.
Right. That's what I mean. What?
Sweet story.
For this reason, it is never wise for an inmate to ridicule or pick on these individuals because they are protected by a strong alliance. A man can lose all control when someone does something to his family. It is the same situation when two inmates are in love. Prison officials will often arrange for two lovers to be housed together just to keep the peace. True.
Lucky then.
Homosexuals usually have a field day in prison. After all, they are as close to a real woman that the inmates will have access to. The fact that they want to be female and are willing to act the part is very exciting to the inmates. When a new comes into prison, there's often a power struggle that can result in violence to determine who gets him. Being a homosexual in prison usually is protection in itself. The inmates view them as a woman and treat them as such. When I search homosexuals lager, I almost find that it is full of goodies from the prison store, although they are not seen there, nor do they have any money sent in.
So the gay guy goes into prison, and he's treated like a hot chick at a bar.
There you go.
Buying drinks, just hoping that you get to go out.
Yeah.
Have a little date. Jeez.
Can you imagine getting traded for a pack of cigarettes? Or
Yeah, that's the worst part of the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, that's degrading.
Yeah, that's
my
really
God,
degrading.
you traded me?
Because see, I like the job this guy was doing on me, and now because of a lousy pack of cigarettes, now I got to do it with this guy.
No, it has nothing to do with the Marcellus Wallace scene in the basement of the pawn shop.
Yeah, that's the worst part, being traded for a pack of cigarettes.
Well, here you just build a bond with your daddy. You do the things he wants.
You're the greatest, man. I love when you're here.
Yeah.
You're really on the greatest. After learning about this stuff, the worst thing you could say is, how much would it suck to be traded for a pack of cigarettes?
Yeah, get him. Yeah, just... What was creepier? Zed having sex with Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah.
Or the guy standing there going, yeah, get him, just him. Yeah.
I think that guy. Well, I don't know.
That was a creep.
I think this might be a trick question. I'm not falling for it.
You're not going to fall for it. They're both bad.
I think the guy that was looking on was
The gimp.
Just seemed creepier.
What was wrong with him? Like, he would let Zed come over and then just, like,
That's what I mean.
totally get psyched at watching Zed?
I guess. Seriously, if you need me to answer the question, that guy seems way creepier.
Because you
And
think
he wasn't
they'd
doing
both,
anything.
They'd both get a good laugh if they just would have dragged them both in at the same time. And then he does Bruce Willis.
Right.
And the other guy, Zed, does Marcellus Wallace.
Well, yeah, Zed was he was doing it as a goof. The other guy had some severe
He's
issues.
Like, yeah. Because he was all like, yeah, get him.
Yeah.
All excited.